In this video, I will show you how to create a user and how to give permission to that user to create more new users. Okay. First, I will show you the current behavior of OpenStack Horizon or OpenStack Keystone. Let me log in as admin. Go to this admin section. Then down you can see users. Click on that and click on this create user button, and let me create a one user, Saju. Give password Saju, confirm, and select any project from here. Let me select admin and leave it like that. Member role, leave it like that, and create. So user Saju was successfully created. Log out from here and log it as Saju, new user. Okay, you can see that there is no more option to create another user. So this user does not have option to create new user. This okay. In let me try with OpenStack Keystone API. Let me try. Can this user create another user using Keystone API? So that's what I am going to try for. And right now I am using this Chrome extension, advanced REST client extension, for making API request to Keystone. Okay, so let me make a let me create a token for this new user Saju. For that, I have to make a post request to this URL with 3 auth tokens. I have to make a post request to that URL with some JSON data. So here I have to specify the IP of the Keystone. Okay, then this is the address section. Scroll down here, you can see the body section. Here there you have to paste this JSON string. Okay, then we need this header content type. What it means, that means that we are passing JSON string as content through this post request. In this JSON string we can see one method. That means we are using password method, and in password method section we can see user. Inside user we have to specify the username and password, then the domain of the domain where this user belongs to, then the scope. We can specify here project and domain. That means this user has permission to this project and this domain. That's what this means. So we should specify the scope, otherwise we cannot use the, you don't have any use with that token. Specify username and password and Saju, then send, press on the send button. Okay, you can see one error there, 401 is correct, right? 401 unauthorized. Scroll down here, you can the JSON response, you can see the error message. User has no access to the project. I think the project name is wrong. So because I created that user with project admin, user Saju I created for project admin. So here we have to specify the admin here. Okay, user Saju and project is admin. So let me send the request again. Okay, it's created. 201 created, status success. So here you can see the token for the user Saju. X token, X subject token. This is the token, X subject token. This is a token for the user Saju, which I created just before. So let me copy that token. Okay, then let me then create a SO token like this. SO token, and then copy that header, SO token header, and paste that token header in the header section. Okay, right now we have two values in the headers, content type and XO token. XO token. Okay, let me try to check the token. So we need to check whether the token is working or not. For that, let me make a request to on another URL. So I am going to use domains. I am going to list the domains. Type domains here. Domains. If the token is valid, then I can make the request. I will get the list of the domains. Select the method get. Then okay, then send the request. So there is error. You are not authorized to perform the requested action. Identity list domains. Here identity is the policy name of the policy, that's the identity. Then list domains is the action. So this user Saju does not have the permission to use that action list domains, but the token is working. Otherwise we will not get this error. So token is working. So let me try to make a request to that usage create action. So I am getting the same error that not others to perform the request action create user. So create user, this user does not have permission to create another user. So how to give permission to this user? For that, I am going to do is I am going to log in to Horizon. Log into Horizon and use with admin. Then first I am going to create a role. Okay, create a role. For this role I am going to give the name create user role. So name it like this. Create user role. So this will create a new role. Okay, you can see here create user role and role ID, you can see there. Then go to users section and create a new user and assign this role to that user. Create a new user Saju1. So I'm going to show how to give a new user permission to new user to create another user. Select the our new role, create user role. Select this role here. So project is admin. Okay, course are created. Let me try to log in as Saju1. So this will not work. Okay, this will not work. User invalid username as password. So leave that. So then I am not going to I am not going to show that. So I am going to show how to create a user using the credential of this the user I just created before, that is Saju one, using as just using a Keystone API and not using Ryzen. I am going to show you how to do that using Keystone API. So for the first I am going to make a and first I have to for that first I have to create a token for Saju one. So do the same step what I did earlier. Make a post request to auth tokens URL with user credentials like this. Change the username and password, and to scope in the scope we have to specify the domain project name. So and then is everything okay? Header is okay. Send the request. Okay, it's for 201. Status is okay, and token also get created for this user Saju one, and just copy that token and just then create a header like this exo token, create a header. Yes, then copy that header, the same thing what we done earlier, and paste that header here. Okay, so the only difference is I created a new role, create user role instead of default member role. So let me make a post request to create a post request to users URL. That is, let me try to create a user using this credential, this token. Okay, let me make a post request. This user Saju one is not a member user. This user has different role, create a user role. So if I make a post request to that user's URL, I will get error like this. No, you are not authorized to perform the request action, create user. So it's restricted there. This user does not have permission to do this operation, create user operation. So how to give this user that permission? That's what I'm going to show you next. How to give this user Saju1 the new permission. How to give the user Saju1 the permission to create another user. To give that, what we have to do is go to your OpenStack setup where your Keystone is running. Go to that machine, then go to /etc things. Right now I am using this dev stack, so let me log into my dev stack server. So if I log into that, you can see the login big screen. So let me access it to that machine. Okay, I'm there. Then what we have to open one policy.json file. I think that file is in /etc keystone directory. Go to there, you can see one policy.json file. Just open that file. Vim policy.json. So what we have to do here, we have to create another rule, not role, another rule here, policy rule. Just name it like create user rule. That's the rule. I am creating here, create a user rule, and in for that rule we can specify rules. First rule, I'm going to put here a role. In that rule I am going to specify the role what I created earlier, role colon create user role. So in this JSON policy file I created a new rule and specify the new role there. Okay, then what we have to do is we have to go to our, we have to search for the action, create user action. Let me save this change, then search for create user action. Here you can see lot of actions, identity colon action name, identity colon action name. Let me search for create user action. Okay, you can see identity is here, identity is the policy name, identity colon create user. So in this here you can see a role admin require. So I am going to specify one more role. If the admin required, this means the user who belongs to the admin role or user who has the flag is admin equal to 1, only those user can create the, right now only those user can create the another user. That's what is meaning of this line right now. So I am going to change that, not change, I am going to add one more, or one more condition there. That's not only for admin but for the user who belongs to the role which I created, that is create user role. So there is a format for adding this. So if you want to add, or you have to put one more square bracket, that means or, comma square bracket means or. Then we need to put our new rule here, rule colon create a user rule, which this is a rule which I created in the first line, not first line, second line. I added in the second line. So right now, okay, save this thing. This means now we can, now the user belongs to admin group, admin role, and user belongs to create a user role can create another user. Save this. We don't need to restart the Keystone service. Any change in this file will take automatically, so we don't need to restart the Keystone. Okay, just save this file and go to the advanced REST client and make the request again. We got this error. Just note that we got this error earlier. So check what happened if you send the request again. So I'm getting different error. An unexpected error prevented the server from fulfilling your request, expecting delimited line for column 5 character 114. So there is an error in the policy.json file. I think I missed something there. Go to policy.json file again. Let me try keystone log, dev stack log if any error there. Yeah, in keystone if I press Ctrl A1 we will go to keystone log. Here I can see the error is in policy.json. Yes, error is in policy.json. Let me open that file. I think, yeah, I've missed one comma there. Here, okay, save this. And then send the request again. Let's clear this log. So if I can see if any new issues are there. Okay, send the request again. Okay, it's working. Now I can see different error. Create user takes exactly 3 argument 2 given. This is because I haven't put any data in the body part payload. So we need to, for create user we need to pass the details as a user, right? That part I haven't added, that's why we are getting this error. So we need to add this JSON string there, copy that and paste it here in the payload section or body section. Here we can specify default project ID, description, domain ID, email enabled, name, password. Okay, let me change the name Saju 2 and change Saju 3. Okay, Saju 3. Okay, let me send the request again. Okay, status 201 201 created. It's success. It created a user Saju 3. So Saju 3 is code created. Next, let me try to log in as Saju 3 from Horizon. We cannot log in from Horizon because right now I haven't assigned any role to this user. Sign in. You are not authorized to for any project because we have to assign this rule to that project. That role, no, not that role. Create a user role. I have to assign that you role to user project. So how to do that? Otherwise we cannot log in. So we know that right now that user. So we have to do this thing. Grant role to user on project. We have to do this operation. So here project is admin and user is Saju 3 and role is Saju create user role. So we have to specify the ID of those things here: user ID, role ID, and project ID. If you make that change, you can log in. So in order to do that, we need to get the project ID, right? From here we will get the user ID of user we just created. Such ID of the user 3 Saju 3. So user ID is this thing. So next we need to get project ID. Then we need role ID, project ID of admin, and role ID of role, this create user role, ID of that role. So first, forget the ID of the project. Let me list all projects. For that we need to make a get request to that project. So we can see that you are not authorized to perform the requested action. So Saju 3 does not have to perform the action list project. So what I am going to do is I am going to give the permission to Saju Saju 2, no, Saju 1, no, Saju 2 to Saju 1 to list project. So Saju 1 right now can list project also. So I given two permission, create user and list project permission to Saju 1. So here we can see the ID of the project admin. So let's copy that. So user ID of the user Saju 3, then ID of the project admin. The next what I need to find the ID of the role. Which role? Oh, ID of the member role, not the create user role. So I am going to create and I to assign member role to this role. So this user does not have permission to list role. So I am going to assign that role, give that permission, list roles. So I am going to give Saju1 to give the permission to Saju1 to list roles also. Just add this line here, save. So just send the request again. So you can see status. Okay, you can see all roles. Just find the member role. Here this is the member ID of the member role. Copy that, paste it here. Okay, so I got ID of the user Saju 3, ID of the project admin, ID of the role member. So next what we have to do is make a put request to this URL. So we have to make a put request with these datas, project ID, copy project ID and paste it here. Then role ID, sorry, user ID, then role ID, ID of the role member. So I am going to give member role to the user Saju 3. Copy that and make a put request. So I am making a put request and convert and making and assigning the member role to the user Saju 3. Put and send. Okay, so right now check grant protection got an unexpected keyword argument user. That means so we don't need this body part. Just remove this data. Just remove this. We don't need that because we are not passing any data through put request. Send the request again. Okay, 403 forbidden. Again the same issue. The user Saju 1 not authorized to perform the requested action grant. So add create grant. Just add the role for the action create grant. So right now the user has that permission. Okay, it's created. It's 204. status, that means the put request success. So right now if you try to log in to Horizon using Saju 3, this should work. Okay, it's working. So what happened is I created a user Saju 3 from Saju 1. The user Saju 1 is created, actually user Saju 1 is created the user Saju 3, and user Saju 3 can log in through Horizon and he can do the operation, he can create the VM also. So this way we can give the normal one, you can give one user, we can give permission to one user to create another user. Note that here Saju 1 is not a admin, he's a normal user who has the role which I created, create user role. Then I created another user is Saju 3 using Keystone API because Saju 1 did not log into Horizon. So this way we can give permission to non-admin user to create another user. Okay, let me, so it's provision VM operation is going on. Let me go to OpenStack, it's still going on. Let me refresh the screen. In the log, this is the keystone log, there is nothing, no error here. Press Ctrl A2, it will go to Horizon log. Right now I am in Horizon log. You can switch the log using Ctrl A, 1 2 3 4 5 6. You can switch the log and you can check the error. Ctrl A4, Ctrl A5, Ctrl A6 will go to Nova API, Nova CPU. There is no error. Go back to Horizon and check the status of that VM. Okay, provision, VM provision, and it's running. Let me check the log console of that VM. It's in a console. If console is not responding to the keyboard input, click the gray status bar below. Where is gray status bar? Okay, anyway, it's working. Where I could log into Saju 3. So this is how to give permission to new user to create another user. So if you want to do it in using Horizon, you have to make that changes in the Horizon code. I proved that we can do it through Keystone API with some changes in the policy.json file. We can do it. So I will put those details here so you can refer in this blog. Okay. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Bye.